Have you ever wondered when the most terrifying moment in an encounter with a venomous snake truly happens? It is the instant when everything unfolds too fast to evade. No sound, no warning, just a single strike, carrying venom powerful enough to decide the outcome in a split second. Right now, you're about to witness some of the deadliest venomous snake attacks in the world ever recorded on camera, where rare footage reveals the most brutal dark side of nature. Let's watch Cobra versus Python. The cobra moves in closely from behind, tracking every movement of a juvenile python slowly slithering ahead. When the distance is close enough, it launches a decisive attack, biting and holding the body to prevent the prey from fighting back. Unlike pythons, cobras can consume large prey thanks to flexible jawbones that slide backward. As the prey gradually weakens, the cobra slides its jaws up to the head and begins swallowing. In nature, tactical advantage determines the outcome. Cobra vs. rat snake. Beneath the damp leaf litter of the forest floor, a rat snake quietly slithers in search of food. But the moment it encounters a cobra, it likely realizes that it has become the prey itself. The cobra delivers a lightning-fast strike, injecting venom with pinpoint precision. The cobra patiently waits until the prey becomes motionless, then begins swallowing. In nature, venom is not meant to kill quickly, but to ensure safe meals like this. King snake versus rattlesnake.
It's kind of filet mignon type.
The king snake suddenly encounters a rattlesnake. Both quickly coil tightly around each other in a direct confrontation.
Looks like the rattler's got him. It's a perfect size rattlesnake too.
The rattlesnake launches a defensive bite, venom sinking deep into its opponent. But the king snake does not retreat. It counters with a precise bite into the rattlesnake's body and maintains a steady constriction. Few realize that king snakes possess resistance to the venom of many other snake species.
This is kind of filet mignon type.
As the rattlesnake weakens, the king snake begins to swallow its prey.
All right, I'm going to start my spot here.
In nature, the one who understands its opponent best gains the final advantage. Mussurana vs. Brazilian rainbow boa. In the humid lower forest layers of South America, a hunting Mussurana suddenly encounters a Brazilian rainbow boa. The encounter quickly turns into a constriction battle. Two long bodies coil tightly together, each loop tightening with muscular force. Mussurana does not use venom, relying instead on effective constriction to restrict breathing. The Brazilian rainbow boa resists, but gradually loses strength. In nature, power lies not only in venom, but in strategies suited to the environment. Banded krait vs. water snake. Just beneath the water's surface, a banded krait suddenly coils around a water snake. Both bodies twist tightly in the murky water, thrashing with all their strength. The neurotoxic venom of the banded krait can paralyze prey in a short time. And it shows no mercy to those who dare to challenge it. In nature, a moment of hesitation is enough to decide who hunts and who is hunted. Python versus crocodile. Along the calm riverbank, a python has tightly wrapped its body around a juvenile crocodile. The python begins swallowing from the head, slowly but steadily. A python's jaws can open extremely wide due to flexible bone structure, allowing it to consume prey many times larger than its head. This process can take hours and consumes enormous energy. In nature, every large meal is a gamble, but it can also sustain a python for weeks. Jiboia versus coral cobra. Within the damp leaf litter of a tropical forest, a jiboia has tightly coiled a coral cobra in a crushing grip. The coral cobra struggles, jaws opening reflexively, but the coils do not loosen. Pressure from its muscular body gradually robs the prey of control. When the prey's body has completely lost the ability to resist, the python begins to crawl its jaws up toward the head, gradually securing the swallowing position. The separated jaw joints allow it to open its mouth far beyond its natural size, enveloping the long, slender head of the cobra. Jiboia versus Mussurana. Mussurana follows the scent of prey and suddenly encounters a juvenile jiboia on the damp forest floor. Without hesitation, it lunges and tightly coils the opponent in complete dominance. The size difference quickly exhausts the young boa, leaving it nearly unable to resist. Instead of tightening quickly, the Mussurana's body twists in measured pulses, gradually causing the boiga to lose its ability to coordinate. For this species of snake, hunting and consuming other snakes is a familiar strategy, and their bodies possess a high tolerance to venom. Once the prey is completely under control, the confrontation ends in the silence of the rainforest. Corredeira versus rattlesnake. Under a dense tree base, corredeira scans the ground and detects a coral snake moving across damp soil. It lunges forward and secures the body. But the initial bite slips onto the tail, allowing the coral snake to escape. Instead of retreating, the coral snake turns back to confront its attacker. This time, the bite lands directly on the head, where nerve concentration is highest. Coral snake venom acts quickly when delivered to this area, causing rapid loss of control. The prey is quickly swallowed. In nature, a small mistake can reverse an entire hunt. Mussurana versus coral snake. While tracking prey, A Mussurana suddenly faces a coral snake. With no room to retreat, it immediately closes in and locks onto the opponent's body. A true hunter. The coral snake becomes an unfortunate prey this time. Driven into a disadvantage, the coral snake fights fiercely, coiling around the Mussurana's head in an attempt to reverse the situation. But the difference in size and endurance is too great. Mussurana gradually breaks free and swallows the opponent. In nature, stubbornness does not always overcome evolutionary advantage. Coral versus python. A coral snake suddenly approaches a juvenile python and bites to gain control. However, the initial grip is incomplete, leaving the prey not fully restrained. In that brief instant, the python coils tightly around its opponent, applying continuous pressure to reverse the situation. But it does not expect the coral snake to escape so quickly. The coral snake's neurotoxin rapidly disrupts muscle control, causing the python's reflexes to weaken significantly. The coral snake gains control of the head and begins swallowing. In nature, a perfectly timed shift is enough to decide fate. Puff adder versus a mouse. The mouse is very close, but the puff adder does not rush. Like a hunter certain of victory, it simply waits for the right moment. The mouse notices the danger early, but does not flee. It remains still, tensely watching every movement, trying to determine the safe boundary.
Lineup is real.
The standoff stretches in silence.
Look at him. He's trembling. He's like, oh my God.
The strike is unleashed in a split second. Venom spreads rapidly, disrupting the nervous system. The mouse convulses violently, loses control, then collapses motionless. Cobra versus python. The juvenile python falls into a disadvantage as the cobra bites tightly into the neck, causing the final constriction loops to loosen and lose pressure. The cobra immediately exploits the moment. It withdraws its body from the grip, adjusts position, and takes full control. Venom begins to spread, disrupting nerve signals and paralyzing the python's muscles. When resistance disappears, the cobra gradually subdues and swallows its opponent. In nature, the balance of power can reverse in a single moment. These scenes reveal why venomous snakes remain among the creatures most feared by humans and animals alike.
This is kind of filet mignon type.
Yet, striking first does not always guarantee victory, because in nature, Mistakes are paid for dearly. If you felt the tension and haunting intensity of these moments, please leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to continue exploring the most authentic survival stories of the wild.
Que ela tem pressa, tá mostrando que tá com pressa ali.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. See you again on the next journey.